Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about moving averages. So what these are always updating averages of the price of a security or an index over a period of time. So there's two pieces. There's that price and that period of time, and you can select them depending on what your purposes are. What we have on screen is the S&P 500 plotted with a 50-day moving average. So there's a few ways you can use this. One of them is you can look at the direction of movement. You can see over here that the moving average is trending upwards, and that indicates that the price of that security or index has been increasing over that period of time, right? And you can see over here that it's trending downwards, which indicates that the price is trending downwards over that period of time. Another way it can be used is for buy and sell signals, and one of those is a price cross. So when the price of the security or index crosses the moving average, here it's crossing on the downside, that indicates a sell signal, right? And over here you can see that if you sold it on that point, you would have avoided all these losses. And the other way is on the positive side. When the price crosses above the moving average, that can be indicative of a buy signal. And in this case here, if you did purchase at this point, you would have realized all these gains on the way up. Now, important piece to remember is you don't want to use this in a vacuum, right? Because if you did buy and sell signals solely based off of that, you would have sold here and then bought and sold and bought and sold and potentially missing out on that entire run of gains. Another way it can be used is as a line of support or resistance. So right here, say from January onwards, you can see that the 50-day moving average acts as a line of support for the S&P 500. And almost every time it hits that 50-day moving average, it recovers and continues its upward trend. So let's look at an example with two plots. And we're going to pull up Wells Fargo. We're going to add a 200-day moving average to this. All right, so now we have both of these plotted. And this is fairly common to do, to plot the 50 and the 200-day moving average. And what you look at here is how those averages relate to each other, right? And you can see here that the 50-day moving average starts to drop, and then it crosses below the 200-day moving average. And this indicates that in the shorter term, the price is decreasing faster than it has over the longer term. And the opposite is true on the way up. When you have the 50-day crossing the 200, indicates in that shorter time period, the security is rising faster than the longer term average, right? It's a momentum indicator at that point. So crossing on the downside is a sell signal, right? So if you did sell at that point right here, you would have sold at 48 and you would have missed out on all the losses down to $22, right? And on the way up, if you purchased there when it crossed on the upside, you would have bought at $29 and you'd have rode that all the way up to 45 where it is right now. So those are a few examples of how you can use moving averages to help you out. Hope it's been useful for you. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.